That's beautiful. That's when I look at these, the way that I hope this goes in three segments. That the last one, so it goes Port Royal experiment, then 1866 to the end of the
And
Civil
you
War.
can use the Clemson clip. I don't. Have you seen the? Now you aren't talking about the one I put up today, are you?
I didn't see
That
that
was
one
okay.
today.
That's the British. One
No,
of
I
the
didn't
two,
see
one
that
of the
one.
4 or 5 British things I did that I put
Yeah,
on my
it was
Facebook
the
today
one where you were talking
at
about
Clemson with Wanda.
yes.
They let you use any of that too.
Oh,
You have
that's
permission,
great.
so you can take any of that you want.
Okay. Well, let's just. The other thing is, since you're local, meaning South Carolina, there's we can catch up with you.
Where are you based in
You're in
Columbia, Aiken? Yeah. Well, I'm in 96.
So we're not very far.
No, no.
And
You
it
can
would
either
be great.
come there, or I could come there, or I'm gonna for the first time. I'm not gonna commute to Clemson anymore. It nearly killed me. So I've got a townhouse.
Oh, you can.
Starting in fall, I fell asleep 3 times driving home
Oh gosh.
at night after teaching up there all day. It's
Gene
about a
Ives
2-hour drive,
told us you were in his. He's
Yeah,
retired.
yeah. They kicked me out. I think he decided not to. They
always
kicked me out of Strom Thurmond. They did. I actually like Strom Thurmond. I have a great deal of admiration for him. It's all right. This is not about what would you believe if you were Ben Tillman or Strom Thurmond of their generation reading Miss Sims' history textbook. Well, Miss Sims didn't write the one, but reading her grandfather's history of South Carolina and the others. I mean, what's the logical extension? That's what makes the thing we didn't talk about is the different meanings of the Confederate flag. I really do think it meant heritage for people. And certainly, I was part of a group at Furman, which were a little civil rights group of students. And we, it was called SOC, SSOC, and we believed in integration and voting rights, and I was doing voter registration. Do you know what our symbol was? The Smithsonian called me to identify this civil rights group. Black and white hand craftsman across the Confederate flag. It was a ubiquitous part of my youth, and for many African Americans. But now, today, people have to know what it means. With social media and others, people know that this is a symbol for African Americans, not only in slavery, but to the objections, at least since 1948, and Harry Truman integrating the troops, and the Civil Rights Commission, and Strom Thurmond running for president of the Dixiecrat party, that battle flag of Northern Virginia and of the Army of Tennessee, it was adopted in opposition to African American rights. But I'm not sure people understood it until, the last decade or two. And clearly, I think it'd be hard put. Harvey Gantt said, Harvey Gantt is the first person to integrate schools in South Carolina since Reconstruction. 1963, South Carolina held out the longest, even though Brown v. Board began here. It held out the longest by going through the courts for integration. When he integrated Clemson, he said, if you can't appeal to the morals of a South Carolinian, you can appeal to his manners. And I've thought about that. One of the great things of people who claim the Confederacy and the flag as heritage, part of that Southern heritage is being polite and being kind and being gracious. Would you, if you believe that's part of the Southern heritage, want to have a flag that offends people deeply, that says to them, no matter what it means to you, that says to them the horrors of their background, their history, and a flag that is insulting to them? That, to me, is not good manners.
That's great.
So,
I think we're good.
did you get that? I didn't know you were doing it.
Yeah, he got it.
Good. You can use anything. Yeah. Okay.
We talk about. Are we okay? You need some room tone real quick.
I got plenty.
Okay.
And you call me if you need me. We'll work out
Alright.
something. Because you can stay with us. I built this house on the lake myself. That's why that fingers like that fell off, and just soon they go back in place, and now the bones grows to it. And oh man, it's hurt. But feel free to come up. I've got 5 extra bedrooms.